For the past couple of years, Viking students have had the chance to build a house for Habitat for Humanity. Here's the story. Once again, the Architecture Construction Science class is building a house for Habitat for Humanity. This class is taught by Mr. John Bloomfield and lasts the whole year.
Our goal was to have our roof trusses up by homecoming, and we met that goal, and now I hope that by the end of today we'll have this house shedding water, and then we'll be able to go in and finish framing up the interior partitions and stuff like that, and be able to go into our wiring and plumbing and things like that.
After this house is completed, a family will be chosen based on criteria by Habitat and will be given a new house to live in at a very low cost. They should know by early next spring who the family is and will be able to meet them.
The Viking volleyball team finished with a great season last week with the 4th place finish at state. Let's go to Sarah Raymeyer with more.
Hi, this is Sarah Raymeyer with your Viking volleyball news. The volleyball team ended a great season last weekend with a 4th place finish at the state tournament at Landon Arena in Topeka. It started last Friday when Seaman evened the volleyball season series with Shawnee Heights at 2 matches apiece and left no doubt at which school won the tiebreaker. By knocking off Heights 15-5, 15-6, the Vikings advanced to the semifinals of Class 5A state tournament and ended the T-Birds' 2-year reign as champions.
Well, I thought that we came out there and really dominated from the very beginning, and we just came out and played our game and sent them home.
The Vikings went 2-1 in pool play and advanced to the semifinals as the 2nd seed from Pool 2. Seaman opened with a 15-13, 14-16, and 15-12 win over Shawnee Mission Miege. Herbster and juniors Carrie Owens and Brooke Henry supplying the power at the net against Shawnee Heights. There was no doubt which of the 2 city teams was the aggressor in the 4th meeting this year. Seaman, with a record of 34-8, scored the first 6 points, and after Heights made it 6-4, they reeled off another 6 in a row. The Vikes fell behind 3-0 in the 2nd game, but won 10 of the last 11 points to put away the T-Birds.
I thought it would really help us carry over to beat Carroll, but Carroll was a good team. We had never seen anybody quite that tall this year in our regular season, and I just hope that the momentum that we took against Heights would have helped us on Saturday.
Seaman came back immediately for its pool play 3rd match against Wichita Carroll with a record of 30-3, minus some of the emotion that carried them against Heights. In a mirror image of the Battle of Topeka, Carroll seized control in its early 15-12, 15-7 win over the Vikings. The Eagles rallied from a 3-2 deficit to make an 11-5 lead and hang on in the first game, and after digging out quickly from a 3-0 hole in the 2nd game, cruised to win and be the top seed.
We should have played a lot better against Capon and Wichita or Great Bend, but the girls have never made it this far in quite some time. So I think their nerves were a little up from making it to Saturday and being able to play in the top 4. I think overall we did a good job though.
Eliminating the 2-time defending champion from the Class 5A state volleyball tournament wasn't enough for the Seaman Vikings, but it will have to do. Delighted to be playing in the semifinals Saturday after beating Shawnee Heights in pool play Friday, the Vikings lost both matches in the championship round and finished 4th. Wichita Capum Mount Carmel, riding the strong net play of a 6-foot senior, Leah Ratzlaff, beat Seaman 15-8, 15-9 in the semifinals. The Vikings then fell to Great Bend in the 3rd place match, 5-15, 15-7, 15-9. Seaman trailed from the start in its semifinal match with Capon after Ratzfeld accounted for 4 of the Crusaders' 5 straight opening points with kills or blocks. Capon jumped out to an 11-3 lead and never looked back. Vikings led briefly at 4-2 in the 2nd game, but managed only 5 points the rest of the match.
The girls really wanted to play for the championship game. Capon was a good team, and we'd never seen them before, so we didn't know what to expect from them. I think, the girls can be proud that, they placed in the top 4, getting 4th this year. That's a great accomplishment. We overcame some really big games this year, but it's sad to see Capon and Carroll play for it out that have played all together or played against each other the whole entire year like we did with Shawnee Heights. So, but it's a good accomplishment for the girls this year.
Having lost its chance at the championship, Seaman's run at third place got off to a good start with a commanding 15-5 victory against Great Bend. Perhaps too good of a start.
We came out real well against the Great Bend in the third and fourth place game. We came out real dominating, but then after the first game we kind of lost it. Like, we thought we had it in the bag maybe, but they came back and showed us that we were going to have to play, and we didn't step up and play to our ability.
Led by 5'9" junior Cindy Keeley, the Panthers ran off a string of 10 unanswered points and dominated the second game. Seaman appeared to be in control of the third game after jumping to a 6-0 lead, but the Airs seemed to escape the Vikings after Great Bend fought back with 5 straight points. Leading 9-7, Seaman began to make a bundle of unforced errors, and Great Bend scored the final 6 points of the match without losing a serve.
Well, we really wish we could have done a little bit better than we did, but I will take fourth place and learn from that, and just hope that in other years they can improve, and we'll take that and just be proud of the accomplishments we've made all season.
Congratulations to the Lady Vikes on a great season.
Drinking and driving is a major problem in this country. Seaman High School set up a mock crash to make people think twice before they get behind the wheel. Check it out.
This year, Seaman High School and SAD, along with the help from the local sheriff and fire departments, provided us this year with a mock crash. Seaman students also participated in the crash. The participants were Therese Ford, Tiffany George, Cody Waterman, Brian Ashtonhurst, Nick Butler, and Ashley Doyle. The scene showed a horrible crash after an intoxicated Brian Ashtonhurst wrecked into a car filled with 4 students. As the other students' reactions showed, the fake crash seemed very real. As you watched the faces, you knew how real it felt. I spoke to 2 of the participants involved in the crash.
I learned about the consequences that people can have when they drink and drive, and just the way that it can really affect people, their decisions. And I learned that law enforcement officers and the people that work the crashes they really care about the people, and I really respect what they do for their jobs and everything.
A mock crash that drinking and driving was stupid, and that you'd probably feel really guilty if you actually, hit someone and killed them.
The mock crash proved to be a great success. I spoke to Mrs. Sittenhauer about how she felt about the performance.
This year's mock crash was incredibly successful. I felt like the students really got something out of it, especially in the North Gym afterwards. They had the assembly where different people spoke, and we had the slideshow that represented Tiffany's life, and then the casket that came out the very end, I think, made a big impact on them.
A lesson was learned here today at Seaman High School. I now know that I have a different aspect for the horrors of drinking and driving. It feels more like a reality for me. I hope we've all learned a little bit more. I know I have.
Scott Wells and I entered a video competition sponsored by the YWCA to stop hate and race violence. Let's take a look.
Scott Wells and Andrea Phipps entered the YWCA Topeka Area Schools contest, Eliminating Hate and Race Violence. The award assembly took place on Friday, October 19th, where the subcommittee gave a preview of the top 10 videos. Prizes were given out to 5 winners, including Scott and Andrea with the first place prize. The top videos will be aired on WIBW Channel 13 for all Northeast Kansans.
We're here to tell you about a subject that needs to be stopped, especially in our great nation's time of need.
Hate and race violence is something so widespread, it's not only affecting our nation, but the world we live in.
This is one world.
One human race, our present, our children's future,
Please make an end to hate and race violence
before it ends us.
This last fall, the soccer team had quite the season. The season started off with an undefeated run until the team played Washburn Rule at their place. Rule was a very tough team, and the Vikes fought hard, but they could not pull it off, and the Blues prevailed over the Vikes 2-0. The Vikes finished out the regular season with a record of 13-3-1, with losses to Washburn Rule, Ottawa, and Topeka High. With a superb record, the Vikes received a bye in the first round in the regionals. For regional champs, the Vikes took on Highland Park at home. The Scots put up a good fight, and the Vikings prevailed a good 6-0. Next on the list was Blue Valley Stillwell. The Vikes missed many opportunities to take the win, and Stillwell scored late in the second overtime to win the tough Vikes in their quest for state. A few Vikes stood out in the season, although, and caught the eye of coaches and their all-region and all-league picks. Senior forward Mark Dinboer, senior Jordan Geis, and sophomore Tanner McAndrew were chosen for both squads. Senior Kellen Eck was all-league, and defenseman junior Chris Lewis took the last all-region pick. The Vikes coach, Phil Lee, was also selected as an all-region pick.
On November 2nd, Seaman High School put on the carnival to raise money for Feed the Children. The carnival was put on by Student Council. The money raised will go to purchase food for the less fortunate.
Feed the Children is co-sponsored by Tri-Am and Student, and we have various fundraisers to raise money for an organization called Feed the Children, and we bring in a semi-truck full of food for all the people in North Topeka.
Other ways in the past Seaman has helped other people was by collecting money for firefighters in New York, built several houses for Habitat for Humanity, and collected money for the Clark family.
Feed the Children is a project that we've been doing here at Seaman High School for the last 3 years. This year we're raising money in different ways for Feed the Children. Our first big project will be coming up this Friday. A week from this Friday, actually, we're having a chili feed here for the Hayden-Seaman game. So please plan to come to that. Starts at 4:30 and tickets are $3.50 a person. And then in January, we're having a big event called an Evening of Gala Entertainment, in which many of the top entertainers from Topeka are giving of their time to come to Seaman High School and perform for the evening on January the 29th. We've already had our school carnival this year. This money goes to the Rescue Mission, to Let's Help, North Topeka Outreach, and we would appreciate any and every support that you can give us with this project.
Have an insatiable need to write, photograph, or just express yourself? Well, then the Lit Mag is looking for you. The Literary Magazine is a yearly printed book of poems, short stories, essays, one-act plays, original music, lyrics, black and white photos, and black and white drawings written or taken by Seaman High students.
The Literary Magazine is the most awesome publication in town. This is a way for you to express your inner creativity and to become a published author or artist, to gain fame, to be kept for years and years in this magazine so that you will never be forgotten. It is the artist's claim to fame.
So, if you have any of the following, turn them into W19 by January 29th, and don't forget the cover contest. Make a black and white cover incorporating the theme, The Looking Glass, and you could win a $25 prize. That's right, a $25 prize.
Ooh.
Get together.